Hi and welcome to the Property Show. My name is Nancy. This is the show that will give you an in-depth look into the property market, provide you with expert advice, current trends, tips and professional information on the hottest properties available in the market. There is something for everyone. Paul and Caroline are wondering how the new landlords would affect them as potential property buyers. Our big question today is, what do I need to know about the new landlords?
I'm so excited that you have a new plot.
I know, it's a great feeling, right?
I can picture those apartments. I can't wait to start the new project.
You know, I read somewhere that an allotment letter is just a letter of offer. And it doesn't guarantee that you have a title deed.
Auntie? See, that is what we have. An allotment letter.
Yeah, we were given an allotment letter.
So we do not have a title deed, huh? Can you follow up that with your lawyer?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm not happy. I don't want to start this project and then to Nabomolewa.
Okay. Yeah, I just read another article that says we can do title searches online.
Really?
Yeah, the new landlords enable information on land issues through electronic media.
Wow, that will be so great. At least people won't be wasting time queuing or at the land register is not picking our calls.
Exactly.
Kenya is really advancing.
Yeah. And that will reduce corruption in the land registries.
You know?
So, what are we having for dinner tonight?
It's a surprise.
So, I'll wait.
What do I need to know about the new landlords? Potential property owners are not aware of the new landlords and how they would affect them. Today with us, we have Esther Omulele. Esther is a senior partner at MMC Africa Advocates. Esther will take us through what we need to know about the new landlords. Welcome, Esther.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here with us. Esther, what necessitated the overall of the land laws in Kenya?
It is the need to consolidate the land laws. Before May of 2012, we had 7 statutes governing a land law in this country, and that meant that it was an extremely complex, regime and a preserve of a few professionals. Lawyers, of course, benefited a great deal out of that. But with the new land laws, all of those land laws, the old land laws have been repealed, and we only have 2 statutes. We have the Land Act, which is a substantive law, and we have the Land Registration Act, which is a procedural law.
What changes are we going to see in the new land laws, especially for property ownership in Kenya?
Okay, the first thing is the introduction of the National Land Commission. Previously, we had the Commissioner of Lands heading the Ministry of Lands, the registries. But now we have the National Land Commission. It will comprise of 9 commissioners. Now, once the commission is in place, we will have an entire group of people or a board, heading the Ministry of Lands. And that is a positive for Kenyans, because I see that as an avenue for providing objectivity. We had one person making these big decisions, these important decisions, but now we have a group of people who are, well educated, people who are well versed in land matters, making those sort of decisions, and that's a big plus for all of us. Secondly, we will have electronic registers, meaning that you will be able to conduct your title searches online. It will also be faster for you to do the registration of maybe transfers or charges or mortgages. We expect that to be faster now that it will be electronic. The third thing is the appointment of the land registrars. The requirements are now more stringent, including the requirement that you meet the integrity and leadership criteria as provided in the Constitution. So we see the new land laws as a great milestone, forward for Kenyans.
Esther, what you're now telling us is that in a very short while, Kenyans will be able to do property search within their comfort of their homes or in their offices through their computers.
Indeed, it's now a legal provision. It's in the Land Act that the registers have to be electronic. Previously, we had policy guidelines saying, computerize the the registries, but now it's a legal requirement. So anybody sitting in that office will be measured along the legal provision. Have you actually implemented what the law states? And how I think it's going to work, because it hasn't yet been implemented, is that with a land reference number or a title number, I expect that once you key it in, provide your identification details, your PIN number, then you should get the results. That's how we expect it to work.
How do we see the new laws affecting matrimonial property?
The new land laws seek to protect matrimonial property, and more specifically the matrimonial home. The matrimonial home is defined as any properties that is either owned or leased by a family and which they occupy. Any transaction relating to that sort of property requires that both spouses execute the document. And actually the statute is even cheeky, because it says either spouse or spouses, so that if you have more than one spouse, then all the spouses have to execute that document. Now, as regards matrimonial property, which is property that is acquired during the subsistence of the marriage, but which is not occupied by the family, then it is the consent of the second spouse or the spouses that is required. So the distinction here is the matrimonial home, you both execute, you sign off. In the second instance for matrimonial property, the spouse consents and says you can go ahead with this transaction. So without that consent, then those documents will not be registered at the lands office.
In the new land laws, how are the title registrations going to be like?
We expect that it will be easier now. Under the old regime, we had various statutes. As I said earlier, we had the Government Lands Act, the Registration of Titles Act, the Registered Land Act. It were all these systems. The forms that were used were all different. So it meant that you had to really know what you're doing. But under the new Land Act and the new Land Registration Act, we have one system. So once you prepare your transfer in a particular format and present it, it will be registered. So it's easier, it's simpler, and we expect it to be faster as well.
When do we expect the new land laws to be effective?
They're actually effective. They were assented to on the 27th of April of 2012 by the President, and they commenced on 2nd of May of 2012. So the laws are in place. What is not in place is things like the National Land Commission. It's not in place. We know that they've been vetted and maybe are awaiting appointment by the President. We also have the regulations which are not in place, but we have seen advertisements in the newspapers calling for people to come and comment on those processes, the regulations. So I think it's just a matter of time, and you will have the regulations in place, the National Land Commission in place, and we'll have an effective registry going forward.
Historically, we know that property on leasehold is 99 years. And what we've been told that a lot of the leases are now expiring, and some of them will not be renewed, especially the ones that are owned by foreigners. Can you expound on that?
I think that's maybe a little bit of a myth, because what has happened is that following the enactment of the new constitution in 2010, the only restriction as to ownership of property relates to foreign owners or non-Kenyans. There's a restriction that they can only own leasehold interests of a maximum of 99 years. Anybody else can own property for longer periods. If you're a Kenyan, you can even get a freehold interest. Your tenure does not have to be restricted. Whether or not your term of 99 years, once it lapses, can be renewed, yes, it can be renewed. All you need to do is make an application before the expiry of the term for an extension of your lease term. There's of course requirements as to what you need to prove. For example, if you had been given a 99-year lease and you did nothing with the property, in all likelihood it will not be renewed. But if you made good use of it, you invested and you developed it, in all likelihood then you should be allowed an extension of the lease term.
We are taking a short break, and when we come back, Esther will tell us more about the new land laws.
Zuku Hookup. Hook your friends up and we'll hook you up with a free flat screen TV. It couldn't be easier. Just get your friends to subscribe to Zuku and you'll get that flat screen TV. No draws, no competition, just guaranteed TV prizes. Start hooking up your friends today. See press and posters for details. Amazing!
Yeah!
Welcome back to the Property Show as we continue our discussions on the new land laws. We also know that some of the titles, that the lease title is expiring. They get a renewal of 50 years instead of in the expected 99 years. Can you expound on that?
Yeah. Well, that is based on policy, for the reason that if you get a commercial, if you have a commercial property and your term is 50 years, in 50 years, really, you should have recouped your investment. Because remember, this is a lease from the government. You're buying a lease from the government. You're not buying the freehold interest. So within that 50 years, you've put up a place, a commercial building, maybe you've collected rent or you've sold it out. So have you recouped your investment? That's the thinking behind 50 years. And I think 50 years is actually a long enough period. And also bearing in mind that if you apply for an extension of the lease time, you'll actually get it. Then it's not a bad thing.
What would you tell people who are currently holding allotment letters and certificates and would like to get title deeds? What is the process?
Let me start by saying that there's a difference between allotments and certificates. Allotments are like letters of offer to you. Like you're being told that I'm offering you this property, but it only becomes yours once you apply for the title deed and get it. So that if, for example, you have a letter of allotment in respect of plot A, and I have also a letter of allotment in respect of the same plot, if I apply for my title before you do, then I become the property owner.
What?
So a letter of allotment is actually not a title to a property. It's an offer for you to apply for a title deed. So the faster you do that, the better for you. A certificate, on the other hand, which you mentioned, arises out of a company. A company buys a property and it gets a title deed. But that company comprises of many owners. And so the many owners are given a certificate in respect of the various portions that they hold. So that's the difference. Actually, in my view, a certificate is more secure than a letter of allotment, because for the certificate, all you need to do is liaise with the mother company that owns the land so that your title is then processed.
What is the process? After I've got my allotment letter, I need to get my title. What is the process to get the title?
To get the title, as I said, you get an allotment with various conditions. And those conditions have to be met before you can get your title. So it will require you to pay the stamp premium. It will require you to have a valuation done by the Ministry of Lands. It's really a lengthy process, but it all happens within the Ministry of Lands. Previously, it was being done under the Commission of Lands. Now it will be done by the National Land Commission. It will take you a few months. So what I would say is that maybe you need to visit a lawyer to have all of that process coordinated effectively.
Are there any additional requirements brought in by the new landlords if you're transacting within the land office?
The bulk of it remains the same. There's, however, now a requirement that if you're married, if you're in a married situation, that you produce a copy of your certificate of marriage. So that's the additional one.
And if you had a kienyeji marriage?
Well, I'm not sure.
Can we stay?
Probably an affidavit will suffice to say that you're married, but it's now a requirement that you produce that. Remember, this law seeks to protect matrimonial property. So anybody who is in a married situation should expect, to be asked to produce that. The rest, like your PIN certificate, photographs, that has been happening. So the rest remains the same except for that one small bit.
Thank you, Esther, for your invaluable information on landlords. Give us your parting shots.
My parting shot to Kenyans is please seek professional advice. Talk to lawyers as you're buying property. Visit the land registries. You have no excuse now. There will be registries across the counties. If you have been holding a document and you haven't registered, go to your local registry and seek to have it registered. If you have a letter of allotment, please process your title, because as I said, a letter of allotment is not a title. It's a letter of offer for you to get a title to that property. So be wise and make sure you own your property as you should.
Wow, asante sana.
You're welcome.
At the end of the show, I will give you a recap on today's discussions. Join me now as we visit our hot property of the week.
theft is not only illegal but also very dangerous. Hii ndio issue yetu leo. Niko hapa kwa ground. Ni mimi demu wako wa Power, Shiko, kwenye The Kenya Power Minutes. Na si hizi waya ni hatari hasa kwa watoto wadogo.
Waya kama hii, sangine kiwa rusi, ikianguka chini, kama mbuzi na kuja na kula hii majani ya chai, ikipata hiyo soke na kuja na kufa.
Hapa hivi haswa tunakuanga na instances za watoto kupikwa na stima mara nyingi kwa sababu unakuta kwamba tuko na generator za maji hapa. Hizi waya za stima wamepitishia tu hapa chini. Hata ukiangalia pale utaona kwamba kuna waya ambazo ziko naked. Sasa watoto kwa ile harakati hawajui ni nini kinaendelea, hawajui hiyo ni waya ya stima. Wanapita pale na wanaposhika wanapigwa na stima.
Jo hiyo story, hebu tusikize mawaidha ya wataalam.
5% of our electricity purchased from power producers go direct to the customers through illegal means, which is very rampant everywhere. Even the rich practice it. The way they run the cables is dangerous and can cause a lot of harm to our children and the neighborhood. We are talking of wiring not to the standards of Kenya standards as required by the regulations. There is only one authority, and that is Kenya Power.
Epuka hatari, epuka bala. Illegal connections are dangerous. Ni mimi demu wako wa Power, Shiko. Until next time on the Kenya Power Minute. Baden.
Welcome to the hot property of the week. Today we are at Chania Gardens in Thika, which the developer has told us that it's set apart through its unique ambience. We will be talking to Chris Gashengo, the developer, who will tell us why this is the hot property of the week. Thank you, Chris, for having us in this development.
Thank you, Nancy, for selecting Chania Gardens as the hot property of the week.
Next to the main door, there is a guest cloakroom that is fully furnished with a pedestal sink and a makeup mirror for your visitors. Next to the staircase, there is a storage unit to store some of your items. Adjacent to it is a spacious lounge with a warm, serene and cozy atmosphere which offers a view to the garden. Next to the lounge room is a magnificent dining area that can fit a large dining table and chairs for your family and visitors. The open-plan kitchen comes with a double sink which provides extra space for food preparation and dishwashing. In addition, it is fitted with inbuilt cabinets for storage of your utensils and has a large granite working surface area. It is also spacious enough to fit a modern gas cooker. Next to the kitchen is an open laundry area which is large and has access to water. Upstairs, there's a common cloakroom that is equipped with a hot shower and beautiful sanitary ware. The bedroom has ample space, which has a window that allows natural sunlight to come into the room. There is excellent craftsmanship throughout the room, which provides inbuilt wardrobes with drawers. In addition, the walls of the bedrooms have great finishing such as excellent paintwork, which gives the room a warm ambience and comfort. The master bedroom is ensuite and has been designed to capture natural sunlight. It also has large inbuilt wardrobes with drawers to accommodate your personal items. There is great design which is consistent throughout the house. In addition, the bathroom has a bathtub and exquisite sanitary ware that is of top quality. Lastly, there's also a detached servants' quarter that is ensuite.
Chris, tell us about these projects.
Chania Gardens is located within Thika town in an area called Kiboko. It's a gated community consisting of 136 three-bedroom maisonettes with a separate DSQ. We are currently or just coming to the completion of the construction of phase 1, which consists of 41 maisonettes. It has garden areas to the rear of the property, parking for family vehicles. The design allows a lot of natural light into the house, as you can see, and the one bedroom DSQ, self-contained DSQ.
Security is very crucial in every development. Tell us what measures you've taken to ensure that this place is safe.
As Chania Gardens development, security is obviously a major concern of ours. As a gated community, the entire scheme has been surrounded by a boundary wall, and that boundary wall also has electric fence on top of it. To access the site, we are looking at manned single entry man gates, which are manned 24 hours, with the addition of CCTV.
How is your water supply?
The water at Chania Gardens is supplied by the Thika Water and Sewerage Company. We are currently connected. We do know there's always sufficient water in Thika, but just as a backup, we will be putting a borehole and storage tanks with the other phases that will be coming up.
Tell us your position on sewer and electricity.
We are in the final stage of bringing permanent power supply to the site. Luckily for us, the location of Chania Gardens is near an existing sewer line, so the current units that are complete are already connected to the existing sewer. It is quite a comfortable place. It's quite serene, it's quiet, and the scenes all around make it, we have views of Mount Kilimambogo. It is quite peaceful and tranquil, and yeah, it's a place my family and I would live.
Chania Gardens, located in Thika, is a gated community development that is 2 kilometers away from the Thika town centre and 40 minutes drive from the city centre. It can be accessed through various roads such as the Kenyatta Highway in Thika and also through the Garissa Road. In addition, it is located near shopping centres such as Tuskys, Mathai and Naivas. The estate is surrounded by various educational facilities such as the Chania Girls, Braben School, Moi Forces Academy and church-based schools, among others. Near the estate, there are hospitals such as the Thika Level 5 Hospital, the Armed Forces Memorial Hospital, Aga Khan Clinic and Meridian Medical Center. Lastly, there are major financial institutions available in Thika Town such as Kenya Commercial Bank, the Standard Chartered Bank, Barclays Bank, NIC and the Cooperative Bank. For this property, the price is 8 million Kenya shillings, and for anyone willing to purchase the property for investment, the current rent rates are 40,000 Kenya shillings per month.
And that was our property of the week. After the short break, we will showcase the property gallery where you'll be able to see other properties available in the market. Please stay tuned.
Zuku Hookup. Hook your friends up and we'll hook you up with a free flat screen TV. It couldn't be easier. Just get your friends to subscribe to Zuku and you'll get that flat screen TV. No draws, no competition, just guaranteed TV prizes. Start hooking up your friends today. See press and posters for details. Zuku, amazing. Yeah.
Stima Village, which is located in Syokimau, is a new development comprising of 76 townhouses. The key features include 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses, master bedroom ensuite, large living room, separate dining area, fully fitted Italian kitchen, guest cloakroom, laundry area, self-contained and detached domestic quarters, parking space for 2 cars, cabro-paved driveways, community center with a gym, restaurant and shops, landscaped gardens and children's playground. For this property, the price is, for the 3-bedroom, 9.2 million Kenya shillings, and for the 4-bedroom, 9.85 million Kenya shillings. For anyone willing to purchase the property for investment, the current rent rates are from, for the 3-bedroom, 50,000 Kenya shillings per month, and for the 4-bedroom, 60,000 Kenya shillings per month. Mount Kenya Holiday Homes, which is located off the Maru-Nanyuki Highway, is a development comprising of 95 exclusive holiday homes on 123 acres of wooded grassland with scenic views of Mount Kenya and the Aberdares. The key features include ensuite bedrooms, master bedroom with walk-in closets, timber floorboards, Mazeras porches, terraces, fireplaces, 9-hole golf course, clubhouse, helipad, state-of-the-art security, electric perimeter fence, various activities such as tennis, swimming, fishing, bird watching, biking, hiking, and wildlife viewing. In addition, there is access to a spa and a gym. For this property, the price ranges from 21.5 to 28 million Kenya shillings. For anyone willing to purchase the property for investment, the current rent rates are from 480,000 Kenya shillings per month.
I hope that you have enjoyed the show, and just to give you a recap on today's discussions on the new land laws in Kenya. The land registries and offices have been streamlined. The new land laws protect the matrimonial home and property. They enable information on land matters via electronic media, and they expect to reduce corruption. We should seek professional advice in all land matters. We must do due diligence by visiting land registries, which are now at country level. We must follow the processes of land transaction to completion. Remember, if you have an allotment letter, it is a letter of offer, and you must seek professional legal advice to obtain your title deed at the earliest possible. Thank you for watching the Property Show. You have heard from the expert on the new land laws in Kenya, and you have also visited our hot property of the week. And on our property gallery, you have been able to see other properties available in the market. We appreciate your feedback, and we would like to hear your views, questions, or any subjects you'd like our experts to address. Kwaheri, see you next week, and thank you for watching.